إذا نذكر أيضا بهذه الصور التي نشاهدها الآن، هي صور لآليات الجيش الإسرائيلي التي دخلت إلى أراضي الجنوب السوري للتمركز في بعض المناطق من الجنوب، حيث أيضا كان الجيش الإسرائيلي أنذر سكان قرى أيضا أوفانية والقنيطرة والحميدية والصمدانية والقحطانية في الجنوب.
Shalom, Ka'ala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Ruach, which are the true Hebrew names of the Most High Father, Yahweh, which is Hebrew for He is, and the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, which is Hebrew for He is salvation, He delivers. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders, which are great millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And Shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to go into the events that took place over these last couple of days over there in Syria. Now, if you've been watching the news, you've been watching and seeing that Syria has fallen to the Israelis, Turkish, and the American empires, which have basically taken it over. Now, besides that, they more likely killed President Assad. So this guy here, if you're not too sure, he wasn't very liked by his people, though he was tolerated. Right, the majority of the population of Syria, they're, I think, Coptic Christians, or basically Christians, right? And that's because this guy here, he also was a Christian, so he pushed that. Now, a thing about Amalek, he hates Christians, and this is ultimately what's going to lead to a tragic events that are going to soon happen in Syria, in which, from videos that are being released right now, there's image videos being circulated of, the rebels, which are basically Al Qaeda, but bunch of Islamists that are backed by the U.S., CIA, the Pentagon, are going in to basically destabilize and destroy this country. And this is all planned out by Esau's tactics, directly from Amalek. Amalek being the true biblical name of the so-called Israelis. You see, Amalek being the top tribe of Edom, right? They lead the other nations of their fellow Edomites, and they want that whole land there in the Levant for themselves, because you see, they're building something known as the Greater Israel Project, and that's, for the most part, to take, all the Levant area. Now, we're talking about Syria here. Now, America has held on to northern Syria, where the oil fields are at, for the last few years, and we now understand why, because for the most part they were starving Syria of their oil wealth, so to where Syria couldn't really pay for things. Now, what we just watched happen these last couple of days is the planned events to take this part of southern Syria. Okay, with Russia being occupied up there in Ukraine, they haven't been able to support Syria like they did with last time they attempted a coup there in Syria, where Russia came in and assisted the Assad regime. Well, besides that, you had Turkey, siding with his NATO allies, right? The Americans and the Israelis, and basically betrayed Syria. And the reason is because Turkey more likely is going to be given some of this land that falls outside of the Greater Israel Project, because before Erdogan, he warned of Israel's encroachment on all this area, and he even warned that it would come into Turkey because he understood about the Greater Israel Project. So more than likely, Turkey has made a deal with Amalek, these Israelis, to give up this portion of Turkey, and they're going to be given a bigger portion over here of Syria. Now, besides all of this, all these events are going down. A lot of Akim have made wonderful videos, in detail about this. This is why I'm just kind of, going over the topic in broad strokes, because, there's plenty of good videos out there that go into the minutia of what took place. And I just kind of wanted to cover it, because all this that's going on, it's all prophecy, right? And what we're going to see is Amalek, these Israelis, going into all this land in the near future, or at least attempting to, right? Saudi Arabia, we understand that the Saudi family, they're basically Amalek, okay? He even tells you there in Amalek's own newspaper, says Saudi royal family are descendants of Jews who fought Muhammad, Iranian general states. So this person here, Saudi Arabia is going to more likely just sign it over to Israel, right, and be part of their greater country. Iraq, for the most part, is already captured, and Jordan, same thing. It's for the most part already captured, and Egypt has, for the most part, already been captured. So what's going to happen is all these countries are going to either make a deal with Israel, right, Amalek, or they're going to, experience the events that Syria just experienced. And by the way, Lebanon, which is right here, has mostly been able to withstand the Israeli onslaught, and in fact beat them, because of the support they were getting from the Syrian government, and I think also the Turkish government. And the way it was is that Iran was able to fly into Lebanon to provide them, with resources, weapons, and whatnot, by being able to fly over Syria. Well, now that Syria is controlled, Iran says that they are not going to be able to gain access to Lebanon. So we're about to see a lot of crazy things happening in Akim. And again, this is all prophecy, because why? Well, let's read it. This is Ezekiel 36:5. I, the sovereign Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yashai, have spoken out in the heat of my anger against the surrounding nations, and especially against Edom. With glee and contempt they captured my land and took possession of its pastures. So Edom, which is the biblical name for the so-called Caucasian and Israeli races, they have captured Israel, the land of God, right? The land which belongs to the Israelites that God gave us. Now, this is all prophecy that Edom would hold on to this land at the time of the second coming of the Messiah. And this is ultimately why he is just destroying the Palestinians. The Palestinians in the West Bank are next, and Lebanon, that war is going to more likely start up fairly soon. And that's because Amalek has an agenda to take over that whole area, so that way he could try to fulfill his own prophecy. And fortunately for the Syrians, like I was saying, being that the majority, I think it's like 60% of them are Christian, this is what's going on over there right now to all those Christians over there, right? And just like every other nation in the world, there's going to be Israelites in this country. And unfortunately, for them, judgment has come. And this is coming to the rest of the world, right? The Lord is bringing judgment upon the earth now. Some are going to die by the sword, other by the famine, other by the plagues, But the thing is that, right now, this is the way Syria, or should I say the civilians in Syria are going to pay or be judged. you see at the very beginning video of this lesson, you've seen a lot of people celebrating the overthrowing of Assad, because again, Assad wasn't a good leader. He was a tolerant leader, right? But he was very harsh, and he put a lot of people into jail unjustly. In fact, there's a popular video of Assad's cousin being hanged from a high crane because he was known to be a torturer of a lot of these prisoners. Well, it looks like he's paying for it now. But unfortunately, these civilians are going to now feel the brunt of Esau's force that he's brought in, right? All these Al Qaeda groups that they've managed to weaponize and reload there in Iraq by leaving all that weaponry. That wasn't a mistake. That was done on purpose, and this is why. Because now those guys that are fully under the control of these Edomites, they're now doing their dirty work, and this is causing a lot of the Christians there in Syria to flee. This is a image of the Syrian civilians trying to get the hell out of there, right? It says, this footage reportedly shows a column of Syrian refugees. So they're pretty much trying to get over to Turkey, right? But, this is just, we're going to start seeing a lot more disruption throughout the world, Akim, and it's going to even come over here to America, right? And this is, what we have to look forward to when it comes to the next 2 months that we're having to wait until Trump gets here. And then after Trump gets here, things are only going to get worse. So this is Psalms 17 and 13. Arise, O Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And the wicked, first and foremost, are these Edomites, right? The schemes, the plans, all the crap that they've brought to the world from that everybody is going through hell with. This is all the works of these Edomites. And this is why, you have to be, seeking the Lord. You have to make sure to get that spiritual hedge of protection around you in these times, because the Lord, he's bringing his sword down, which are these Edomites, right? And all the forces and powers that these Edomites have managed to rise up, like these are, ISIS, Al Qaeda, all these groups that they're paying off to do their dirty work, right? And this is why there's so many immigrants that came into America, because they're planning on doing something like this more likely. This is Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, until the day that I arise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So all we got to do, Akim, as Hebrew Israelites, right, is wait on the Lord, right? We're not to be involved in these uprisings, these civil unrest, the sedition that we're starting to see even happening now. The whole shooting in New York, it's not by chance, man. There's a reason why it's being pushed on all the networks, and they're trying to make this guy a hero, and people are pushing it as some sort of vigilante justice because they want the people to riot. Okay, this is why you had BLM come out talking about we need black vigilantes. See, because they're trying to get the people to rouse up so that way they could come in with their martial law and their military forces, or for the most part, trigger their sleeper cells that they have in this country, that they've allowed to come in through the immigration routes. But again, as Israelites, we got to stay away from all this. We got to just make sure we're keeping our head on straight, making sure to stay away from all this trouble that's coming, and we got to make sure to continue to seek the Lord and do His work, so that way we could continue to have that hedge of protection around us, so that way He protects us from all this wickedness that's about to come, Akim. This is Isaiah 55 and 6. Seek ye Yahweh Bashem Yahshai while He may be found. Call ye upon Him while He is near. And that's what we're here for, Akim. We're here to get closer to the Lord, do His work, and ultimately continue to study and get this truth in us. Because again, there's going to come a time when having this information is going to be stability in these wicked ass times. So hopefully this video was edifying, Akim. Till the next time, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Kokodash. Shalom.